CMHC has recently announced that house prices could fall in 2021. That's right, Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation is bracing for a big housing crash. The company is warning the COVID-19 containment process still poses a risk to prices, sales, and new building projects. Going forward, should you be concerned? I'm going to go through some of the deciding factors so you can make an educated decision on whether to buy or sell a home. So stay tuned. Hello, my name is Patrick Fields, your Edmonton real estate guy. I'm licensed with RE/MAX Select, and I've been helping nice people buy and sell homes since 2002. If you want to be an educated buyer or seller and keep learning more about the home buying or selling process and what to watch out for, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video and ring the bell to be notified when my next video is released. You can view listings of homes for sale anytime on my website at edmontonalbertahome.ca. So CMHC warns house prices will fall by 15% in 2021. But before you get in a panic, you need to understand the reasons why this could happen and whether they could happen in the market where you live. Now let me just say that CMHC did predict this back in May of 2020 as well. That's right, they predicted that Canada will experience a historic recession in 2020, with significant declines in all housing indicators, severe loss in household income and employment, and migration at a standstill contribute to unprecedented falls in the construction activity and sales. The decline in housing activity is compounded in oil-producing provinces as the energy sector is also experiencing historic lows. They went on to say, following declines in 2020, housing starts, sales, and prices are expected to start recovering by mid-2021 as the pandemic recedes. Sales and prices are still likely to remain below their pre-COVID-19 levels by the end of 2022. The precise timing and duration of the recovery is highly uncertain as the trajectory of the pandemic is not known. Now, I don't know if this came true in any smaller towns in Canada, but certainly not in any of the larger markets. Buyers couldn't wait to get out and start home shopping again. We saw major sales and price increases everywhere versus previous year's numbers. Their timing on that prediction may have been a little premature, as sales in Canada, at least in Edmonton, always go on this roller coaster ride, whereas the summer months are extremely busy and the cold winter months tend to be much slower. And BC doesn't see as much of a contrast in this because of their milder climate. As we head into the fall and winter, I do expect to see sales slow down and the average price to remain stable or probably drop slightly from where it's been the past few months. It's simple economics. If there's more supply than demand, then there's reason for prices to decline. But take a closer look at this. Examine price per square foot and price in different categories of your market. For example, in Edmonton, our $200,000 to $400,000 price range represents over half of all of our sales. So there's little to no reason for homes in this price range to see a huge decline in values. You could definitely see price drops in the higher priced homes in all sections of the market. Now, going back to the CMHC prediction, there are three factors that could lead to a sharp decline in housing sales and average price declines. The first reason is lack of immigration or new people moving to your area. Edmonton was estimated to see 61,000 people move here in 2020, a 2.17% increase over previous year, whereas Vancouver was estimated to see only 25,000 people, and Toronto estimated to see just under a 1% increase with 58,000 people moving there. These numbers are according to macrotrends.net. If you live in Winnipeg, Montreal, Saskatoon, or Regina, take a look and see if people are coming in or going out. It was much more difficult this year to move around with COVID, so we'll have to wait until next year to see what the exact numbers were. But overall, we held up pretty well here. Next is employment. Now, COVID obviously had a negative impact on this for everyone worldwide and will continue to be the biggest threat on employment in the months ahead. The Canadian national unemployment rate was 10.2% in July of this year, up from 5.7% in the same period of 2019. And in Alberta, we went from 7.2% in February of this year up to 11.8% as of the end of August. We will need to keep COVID cases down over the fall and winter to help keep stores open and keep people safe at work. I think we'll need to look to the spring or summer of 2021 when we'll see unemployment rates lower, and we have to see what effects the US election has on our economy as well. Thankfully, Edmonton has many other industries here other than just oil and gas to keep us going. The third factor is housing inventory. And as I mentioned earlier, supply and demand are very important in determining whether prices will go up or down. When the demand is low and supply is high, then the prices tend to come down. Remember fidget spinners? Back when they first came out, they were like $10 a piece, and now you can find them for $1 or $2. Same with oil. When there is an excess in supply worldwide, the prices start to fall. The same concept with housing. The more motivated a person is to sell their home, and depending on market conditions and the amount of equity in their home, means more room for the price to fall. So take a look at homes in your market and again, compare in different price categories. If you're not sure if buying a home is right for you, then take a look at my buying versus renting video. I'll post a link up there and down in the comments below. If you like this information that I provided here, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or you'd like to discuss buying a home of your own, just give me a call. My contact information is down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful videos, leave me a comment, and hit like. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.